Ready? Ready?
Referee Thomas Taylor working his 418th professional bout. One of the best young referees in boxing, assigned the task of this much anticipated main event. Luis NERY in the black with white and gold trim, fighting from the southpaw stance. Brandon Figueroa white with blue trim, and Figueroa walked right into the attack of Pantera.
And we've seen Figueroa already switch twice back and forth from righty to lefty in only 30 seconds, so we'll see a lot of variety in that sense.
Figueroa says he's a technical pressure fighter, likes to get inside, work the body, try to break down his opponent with body shots.
Good job.
Both these men will go downstairs. Figueroa normally lands 30% of his punches that he lands to the body. He might want to even up that tonight. And NERY, a terrific body puncher as well.
NERY worked with a nutritionist to help him make the 122-pound limit more easily, and he said he feels more stronger as a result.
Now we're seeing glance of the old NERY again. Not trying to box, staying in the pocket, but being really smart about it. You know, he's not just forcing his punches. He's setting him up with the jab, and now Figueroa switching like you mentioned now. And I don't think he's giving NERY anything that he's never seen.
Yeah, well, as we pointed out, 5 of the last 8 people he's faced have been lefties, but maybe in the process of switching, he might give him some issues.
Yeah, NERY sharpened victories over Joe Arroyo, Juan Carlos Payano, and Arthur Villanueva. Stalking style enables him to time opponents with his power, although Figueroa also has power. We wonder if Figueroa is going to use his innate edge in size, or is he going to be drawn into NERY's phone booth game? And so far, he's definitely at close quarters, rough and tumble here in the final minute of the first as they grapple for position.
Stop. No punch. No punch. Straight back. You let him go and say let go, right?
45 seconds left in the opening round.
NERY using the jab, I think, effectively like they'd like him to do early in this match, and it's allowing him to do things like work that body when he gets in there.
They exchange uppercuts to the body. Oh, great exchange there. That will not be a knockdown. Figueroa has never been down as a pro officially.
There was a really good left hand from NERY in that exchange, though.
NERY attacking the body, then going upstairs.
Right there.
Careful, okay?
NERY working in combination on the inside. Now there's Figueroa trying to land that right hand, but NERY landing the nice left and then coming right back, and that's a jab that Abner alluded to that NERY is using a lot more effectively early in this fight.
Yeah, you move, come back with some punches, okay? Hard punches to the body.
You gotta start taking to the body from the beginning.
Keep your hands up, okay? You gotta know when, okay?
Good? Okay. Be careful with his left, huh? Go.
Ten cuidado con los cabezazos. Come on, you gotta get him in this round.
Second. Back up.
The bell in round 2. Brandon Figueroa immediately comes out and attacks NERY's body with the right hand before they clinch.
Stop.
Referee calls for the break.
Listen to me, all right? Work out of it, right?
I think NERY was trying to touch gloves, and Figueroa said, nope, here comes my body shot.
NERY just misses with that lead left, then lands a left to the midsection.
Thomas Taylor's going to have a hard job refereeing this fight. They're going to be doing a lot of grappling on the inside and positioning, and he's going to have to decide when do I break and when do I not break. Good body work by NERY.
Yeah, Figueroa prefers a good old-fashioned tear-up instead of engaging in the long-range boxing his body type demands, and so far at least the approach has paid dividends in his career as he continues to hunt NERY. NERY continuing to feed him body shots.
Again, this is barely the second round, and it almost seems like this short distance inside fight favors NERY, since he's a smaller guy and he's definitely connecting the short punches inside.
You know, it's interesting. It's not that Figueroa doesn't fight well on the inside. He does, but this gives NERY a better chance, I think, to display his wares in this.
I think that him being southpaw has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
NERY will want to treat Figueroa's body like a piñata, wants to definitely reestablish his power here at the new weight class, as Figueroa swinging a little wildly there with that left.
Straight back, guys, straight back.
And then smothered himself, falling inside to NERY.
Figueroa has to be careful coming in like that. NERY is pulling back effectively, creating a space that at times you get to let that left hand go and land it.
Figueroa in the lefty stance, starting to find a home for that left hand, but now NERY's going after it.
Under a minute left, and NERY definitely throwing some power shots here in round 2. 45 seconds remaining in the frame, and Figueroa just lunging forward and not putting together his punches well here as NERY continues to find the target. And NERY countering Figueroa well.
Let go of the arm. Off the head, off the head.
A couple of left hands from Figueroa. Left hook by Figueroa. Another left hook lands on the temple of NERY. Lots of punching, so much scoring in a lot of those exchanges.
We'll take a look at the keys to victory for these two men, starting with NERY. Wants to, I think, show power early, and maybe he did that with that one left hand that he got in. Wants to stay off the ropes. Figueroa will hurt you badly if you let him get you on the ropes. And the right hook, I think, could be a good weapon. He's used it to the body, not so much yet to the head. As for Figueroa, I think he needs to set a quick pace. He's done that, though, as Mauro pointed out, not everything landing effectively. Be responsible defensively. He's had some defensive issues. He doesn't want to let that take this fight away from him. And dig to the body. Well, it's been NERY who's done a little better body work so far. Might see Figueroa try to go down there.
Third.
This is round 3.
The marks on Figueroa's back, that's a result of cupping, a part of a physical therapy regime. And now leaning in, and he and NERY exchanging punches. NERY pushing him back, misses with the left hook.
And this is what we expected in this fight, but, you know, and the question is how precise will each man be? A lot of behind the head, yeah, and he gets a warning, does Figueroa, hitting NERY behind the back of the head there.
Figueroa, one fight removed from the draw with Julio Ceja, coming off a stoppage win over another lefty in Damian Vasquez. He does hold wins over former belt holders Oscar Escandón and Moises Flores, but really facing the biggest opportunity of his career here against NERY.
Yeah, no question NERY's the best fighter that Figueroa has yet fought. There's absolutely no doubt about that. NERY has been in with overall better competition, though at a lower weight than Figueroa.
And this is what I mean when I say that it favors NERY's this type of style, this type of fight, because he fights slow. So he's not so much exposed to the punches that Figueroa is throwing. Now, on the other hand, Figueroa is, because he is the taller fighter, and he always has the head up.
NERY loves to flood the zone with punches.
Figueroa's found a home for the left hand, though, and there's the right
And there's a right hand that lands for Figueroa.
Or the right hook, I'm sorry.
They both are missing a lot.
Yes, they are.
But there's also some...
There's a left uppercut that lands for Figueroa.
Wow. Some of those shots are getting in, though.
The inside punches definitely
Yeah,
are.
the inside ones.
Stop, no punch.
And both men have thrown over 80 punches in this round already. So,
And there's 1 minute left.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're Neri, you want to stay in there. Stay in his chest, throw the inside punches, and you're going to be effective. But once he pulls back is when he gets caught with Figueroa's punches. Just like that.
Left and right lands for Neri. Couple of lefts from Figueroa.
Some of this action is really good. Some of it's a little sloppy. And for the judges, figuring out who's doing the best landing is going to be the tricky part.
Yes.
Figueroa from the southpaw stance. Neri misses with that lead left. Left uppercut landed, though. The lead left uppercut as we end round number 3.
Right time right there.
La plancha, la plancha. La plancha. Respira profundo. No tiene que...
Nice and deep.
Okay. Piensa.
You
No todos los golpes
gotta
van
think
fuertes. Cuando te esté
before
tirando,
throwing.
descansa, ciérrate y
When
después
he's
sigues
throwing,
tú.
then you get
Tal vez
nice
era
and
porque
tight.
él no piensa, él no me está tirando.
He's
La
only
plancha
throwing.
no-
He's not thinking right now.
Okay.
So take advantage of that.
No te quedes ahí porque te mete muchos cabezazos y golpes
And don't
de-
stay there because he's going to use his head too. So you got to move.
¿Cómo andamos? Bien.
How we doing? Okay? Yeah, we're okay. We're fine.
Métele ahí la adrenalina, hasta la adrenalina.
Neri on the inside doing a lot of work. You know, both men were busy on the inside, and Neri throwing some nice short punches in there. Right hooks, uppercuts. You know, I mentioned the right hook and the keys. I thought that could be a punch that really would work for Neri, and you saw him throw it to the body, and he landed it to the head a moment or two ago as well.
Round number 4, Luis Neri's mentality is simple. It's either me or him, he says. He doesn't get in the ring thinking of getting to the final bell and potentially losing because of the judges. And we mentioned Figueroa's draw with Julio Cea, Al. They're 2,210 power attempts and 739 combined power punch connects.
Yeah.
The most ever recorded at 122 pounds.
Pretty extraordinary. And one number that strikes, that comes out at you and speaks to the defensive issues that sometimes Figueroa has. He was hit 373 times in that fight. So, you know, he had some defensive.
And he's being hit a lot in this fight as well.
Nice work by Figueroa, though.
Yeah, neither of them known for a lot of defense at this output, Abner. That can be difficult.
No, when we talk about Figueroa being aggressive, it's when he's a volume puncher, when he lets his punches go. Sometimes he's aggressive and he doesn't throw as much, or he tries to and he smothers his punches. So he's got to take care of that.
Good stuff here on the inside by both fighters.
At the beginning of this round, though, that was the best sequence Figueroa has had in this fight.
Right hand lands for Neri at mid-range. And Figueroa, again, almost smothering his offense, utilizing, making it too close.
Yeah.
And I think Figueroa was effective with those punches that you mentioned, Al, because he threw them somewhat straight, not so much looping punches that he keeps missing.
And gave himself the distance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, big
There's a right hand that landed for Figueroa. Left uppercut lands on the inside for Neri, and a left hook by Neri.
This is the kind of round that makes this fight special. Both men doing some really good work here.
And sustained offense by both Luis Neri and Brandon Figueroa. We know Figueroa has a tireless engine. Can Neri maintain this pace at 122 pounds?
That's a very good point, Mauro, and it's the right one for this fight.
Left uppercut right from Figueroa. Oh, how we have missed the Punch Bowl in Carson, California. What a night it has been, and what a fight that we are seeing unfolding here with 30 seconds left in round number 4.
These two men have both landed over 30 punches, according to Showstat, in this round. That's remarkable.
Luis Neri now utilizing his footwork and the real estate of the ring with 15 seconds left in the 4th.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
They may be unable to stop. They are throwing a lot of leather in this one.
Yeah, they both threw 107 punches in the last round. Figueroa, we mentioned he did some pretty good work early in the round. That's Nery doing some nice combination punching. But the right hook, when Figueroa's a lefty, and you just saw it there, really could be a major weapon for him, and he's starting to get that punch in. And then later on in the round, as they both battle on the inside, the body work that Figueroa so desperately wants to do, getting in there, and Nery fighting back off the ropes, but not everything landing here. There was more precise work, I think, done, but this is an example here of them both trying to get the big punches in.
Make them miss, okay? Let's go.
Ya, está atrás.
The bell in round number 5. In his last 4 fights, Figueroa has averaged 97 punches per round, Al. But one area with his physical dimensions you'd like to see him try to work on more is his jab.
Yeah, it is an underused punch by him, and he doesn't, oh my.
Wow,
what a
good
body
shot to the body by Figueroa. Forget the jab.
Yeah, I know. He says that's meaningless to me.
And this is exactly the time where you got to make adjustments already. They're known for volume punching, but they have been missing a lot.
Yeah.
Couple of left hands landed for Nery, and then Nery tumbles to the ground, but
Get up. Come here. Come here.
will not be ruled a knockdown.
I want to correct myself from earlier this evening. I mentioned Casemiro might be the best 118-pounder in the world. Honestly, Mr. Inoue from Japan gets that nod. Even though Casemiro is one of the best. So I'm going to correct myself. Even though Casemiro is a terrific fighter.
Minute gone here in the 5th. Nery, left hand down, now flashing the jab with the right. Figueroa again closing the distance toward him. What adjustments would you like to see Figueroa make in order to make this fight easier for him?
Well, definitely, like Al mentioned, the jab. You got to jab your way in, create a space where you you don't smother your punches so much. Straight punches, not so much looping punches. And now from Nery, he's doing a good job. He's making Figueroa miss a lot, and he's making him pay.
More of a matador now, Nery, in this round.
Yeah, he's picking his punches. He's being more of a clean puncher, you could say, instead of just throwing volume and missing much.
And he's landing. He's very efficient with his shots out.
Yeah, earlier in that jab, we saw it in round 1 from Nery, but he got away from it because Figueroa was able to, get close to him. But now he's kind of got the jab out of mothballs, and there it is again.
Now Figueroa's headhunting too much.
Under left in the 5th. There's a body shot by Nery, another left hook to the body, right hand to the body by the champion. And again, Nery continues to dig away at the body. Then goes upstairs, lands a left. Figueroa goes to the body with the left.
That's where you want to be for Nery. Stay there.
And listen to this crowd come alive in Carson.
I mean, the volume here. And Mauro, you hit on it. Can Nery do this? We know Figueroa can. Can Nery continue this kind of volume punching throughout the fight? Will it be necessary?
I talked about him working with a nutritionist to make weight. He says he feels stronger. So again, we are almost at the midway point. Few seconds left here in the 5th. Straight left to the body by Nery. And then Figueroa came back at the end of the round.
That was one of Nery's better rounds in this fight, I thought. Now, we mentioned that Figueroa wants to do as much body work as he can. Here in that last round, he did go downstairs. That was a left hand that kind of got there. And he actually, then he landed the left hand along with it. And later on, Nery, who I thought ultimately had a very good round in this fight, he's doing his own body work, ripping those shots, not everything landing, and of course that's been the hallmark of this fight. Some of that inside work is really good. Some of it just isn't getting home, but Nery did a very good job in that last round, I thought, of being a little more precise with his punches. And they just battle away here, and the crowd is loving it.
Stop, stop, stop. Time. Get over here, get over here. Guys, get that corner, get that corner. Come over here. Time in. Let's go.
Round number 6, scheduled for 12. For Luis Nery's 122-pound championship. Nery started boxing at the age of 14. While Figueroa, he started at the age of 8, debuted as a pro at the age of 18. And he goes to the body with a left hand. Nery moves to his right, goes to the body with a right of his own.
Every time Figueroa digs into the body, he's able to be effective. Every time he walks in with that body shot, there it is. Well, at least punches low, thrown low, he's being effective instead of head hunting.
Figueroa, or Nery wants to bait Figueroa, and his hands are low. And
stop, 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 no punch.
He's taken some shots from Figueroa, warned them well. There's a left to the body by Nery.
And the head shots and body shots, who's landed the most? It's been a mixed bag for both both boxers.
Look out, guys. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. Listen, listen. When you're pulled up like that, don't go back there. All right?
And
let's go. You all right?
Nery had the advantage in terms of the body punches.
Minute and a half left here in the 6th round. Again at close quarters. Nery throwing 1s and 2s, going to the body. Then Figueroa on the inside, leaning in.
Good uppercut by Nery a moment ago. Neither man has thrown that punch as much. We saw plenty of those in the last fight, enough to last us for a few cards.
Now Nery along the ropes, couple of, or 3 left uppercuts on the inside to the jaw of Figueroa. Under a minute now left in the 6th, and the future of the sport in good hands. So many talented fighters under the age of 25. And here you're looking at 26-year-old Nery and 24-year-old Brandon Figueroa battling for high stakes. Not only the 122-pound belt that Nery wore around his waist, but the winner will face Stephen Fulton to unify 122-pound title September 11th here on Showtime. Figueroa lands with a 1-2 from the southpaw stance.
Figueroa's giving himself a little more room to punch, and that's why those straight left hands are getting there.
That's the space, that's the distance Figueroa wants to be in.
I think Nery is arm punching more now than he did early even in the fight. And that may be a sign of some fatigue.
Right there, right there, right there.
In attendance tonight, styling and profiling again will face the winner of tonight's main event. He told our Brian Custer he thinks Brandon Figueroa will be the man he faces. Of course, they have been going back and forth on social media as we begin round 7.
Gotta let him go, gotta let him go. Stop,
and
stop, stop,
let's
stop,
hope the 122-pound division will resemble that wonderful era of the 4 Kings.
Yeah, it could in some ways, because there's so many good matches to be made. Now, normally Figueroa lands 40% of his power punches. He's landing 31% so far in this match, which isn't that far off.
All right, let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farrad. How do you have it at the halfway point?
I have it 4 rounds to 2, Mo. 58-56 for Nery. I can explain the difference in this fight pretty easily. Body punching. I think he's been committed to it. He's been steady with it, and he's featured it in virtually every exchange, and that's why I have Nery ahead.
Oh, and Figueroa continues to headhunt and tag Nery with some of those shots beginning to, there's some swelling around the eyes of Luis Nery.
And to buttress Steve's point, 72 body punches according to show sets landed by Nery, 10 by Figueroa.
Figueroa starting to land some good shots upstairs, Abner.
Yeah, Figueroa definitely bringing it. It almost seems like he hurt Nery. Nery is showing signs of fatigue.
And we asked that question, and Nery, who has been down 3 times in his career, as we near the midpoint of the 7th, Brandon Figueroa having himself a great 7th.
And guys, we know that Figueroa has no off button, so this is only the beginning for.
Exactly. And yeah, and to buttress your point, as Hal said about Steve, more than 1,000 power punches thrown already. We are in round number 7. And Nery.
You guys get wrapped up. We gotta watch this, all right? All right? No. Let's go.
There's been a subtle shift in this round.
Under a minute left of the 7. Nery goes down for the 4th time in his career.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Brandon Figueroa has just stopped Luis Nery.
Told you, right? He was dead.
The Heartbreaker has just broken the heart and the fighting spirit of Luis Nery. Nery tasting defeat for the first time, but Brandon Figueroa blasts off here tonight as he now lays claim to a legitimate piece of the 122-pound crown. And waiting in the wings, Stephen Fulton, well, he predicted Figueroa would win, and he will now meet Figueroa in a much-anticipated title unification clash on September 11th here at Showtime.
Abner pointed out that this man has no off switch, and Nery did in this round. It was, you know, Abner said it's just beginning for Brandon Figueroa, and there was, as we said, a subtle shift in that round that turned out to be not so subtle because it seemed like it was an accumulation of punches that just sent Nery down, and he didn't have anything left in the gas tank.
Figueroa's 17th win via forma knockout, the biggest of his career. And yeah, he helped exorcise the demons of this venue for his family. Remember his brother, older brother, Omar, losing in this venue recently. But tonight it's all about baby brother Brandon becoming a champion. And guys, we talked about the list of excellent, exciting, and accomplished fighters, 24 and under. You talk about Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Jaron Ennis, David Benavidez, Virgil Ortiz, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, and yes, Brandon Figueroa.
We're going to go back to see how he did in Nery. He nice right hands on there, but it probably is a body punch that really does the serious damage. That was a left to the body. Yeah.
There was 2 or 3 landed before, yes.
Yeah, and so it was the body work, ironically.
Isn't it ironic?
Yes, who had a deficit in body work and who told us that would be one of the most important things for him to win this fight, and Nery could not beat the count after getting hit with those body shots. So we'll take another look, and you'll see here really well the body work. Abner is it goes inside.
I think here comes one body shot. Boom. Yes, that's that. You can see his face expression. That one hurt, and I think there was another one right after that. Nope.
And that delayed reaction, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins.
Shades of Jermell Charlo and Rosario. Landing in almost the same spot. And we'll take another look at it. And it was kind of a uppercut in a way. Yeah, it was. And oh, yeah, that was right in the solar plexus. That was just delivered perfectly by Brandon Figueroa.
So Brandon Figueroa flying high after putting Luis Nery in airplane mode. Brandon Figueroa now 22-0-1, and he has a piece of a 122-pound title from Heartbreaker to Rib Breaker.
And you know, as Fulton Jr. looks on this, and he says, well, I predicted it. I told you what was going to happen. And, you know, he's happy about how this ended up because he wanted, I think, a fight with Figueroa. They've been going at each other, as you pointed out, and for NERY, former champion.
Tasting defeat for the first time.
And yeah, that's a tough blow for him. And still holding that area. He got hit with the perfect body punch.
And prior to him being stopped, we had just seen the unofficial scorecards, and he was helping the scorecards, and I think he was doing just what happened. He was being effective in the body punches, and he got caught with a body shot.
A look at the numbers, clearly it was a close fight, and the numbers of punches landed were very similar, as NERY continues to hold his body because of all those punches, right? One was the most important, and that was that left uppercut to the body that did so much damage to him and was one of the 32% of his total punches landed, or power punches. That left to the body was the key one.
Let's make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 18 seconds in round number 7. Our referee in charge, Thomas Taylor, reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated. He is now the WBA and WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Brandon the Heartbreaker